joining Sacho and me now. And Ninko, I start with you. What was your reaction to all these Cowboys penalties?
It was frustrating. Just watching the game, it was frustrating. And that was after I had dinner and I was tired. So watching it, I was like, okay, this is putting me to sleep. But anyway, the penalty thing, I hear all the coaches and after the game, they're talking about penalties and the most penalties we've seen in a long time, almost saying like, well, we didn't really have defensive pass interference. We didn't really hold anybody. They just were throwing too many flags. But that's not the case. I mean, if you watch the series, the last series, to where the Raiders threw a deep bomb, that was defensive pass interference. You look at just the definition of face guarding and not turning for the football and making contact with the receiver, that's going to get a flag every single time. So what they need to do is they need to go to the local sports shop, whatever it is, down the street, wherever the facility is, go get a bunch of tennis balls. Get those tennis balls, put them in the hands of all the DBs and linebackers, and tape their hands up with tennis balls inside. That'll stop them from holding, I guarantee it.
Wow, good idea. Especially for Anthony Brown, who had a rough day. Sacho, what did you think?
I think that the Cowboys made a huge mistake by not properly adjusting to the referees, right? This referee crew, don't blame them. You knew going in that this referee crew calls the most defensive pass interferences, number one. Number two, they call the most holdings. Every Saturday morning before your game on Sunday, you have a referee meeting. You sit as a team, you watch film of this specific crew. And so the Cowboys knew this crew is a very tight crew. They call everything. And many of those calls, nearly all of those calls, were the correct calls. And so for me, this is a story of a lack of discipline, a lack of focus. Things need to be fixed. Ninko's example of getting tennis balls, tape them to your hands. I get it. That's what some teams do. But these are fixable issues. If the Cowboys can just dial in defensively on avoiding these holding calls, then you'll be a much better team than you are for having 14 penalties for over 160 yards.
I see your point, but then, Graz, I look at this. They are now the most penalized team. I'm talking about Dallas in terms of penalties and yards in the league. Is this a fixable issue for Dallas?
Well, yeah, it's a fixable issue, but the concern is, why are they happening? Like, if it's pass interference penalties, is that happening because they're getting beat and this is their way to combat it? The concern you heard about Dallas while they were on their run, if people had concerns about them, was can they play good enough defense when they aren't generating takeaways at this very high rate that they were? And they have been susceptible to the big play. And if the concern that you're having in Dallas is, well, on the back end, we're a little vulnerable, and the way that they're combating this on an individual basis is to hold and grab, then this isn't the last time we're going to see this affect them and their ability to win the game. So I think it gets to a larger issue of the Cowboys' defense and whether they're, championship caliber in terms of limiting big plays and holding teams down when they can't get the turnovers. They'll get healthier up front in the pass rush, with DeMarcus Lawrence coming back soon. But, yeah, on the back end, they need work.
Dan, I'm glad you brought up the defense because, Ninko, I want you to think about this. This was a team, we kept giving them so many kudos about, they've turned it around. The defense is looking good. This is a championship caliber team, and that's how I want to cast it, as a championship caliber team, not just a good team or a team that wins the NFC East. Who do you think gets the bulk of the blame for the team's defensive issues?
I think there's a lot of layers to this one. When you look at the defense as a whole, have they been a lot better since last year? Of course they have. Were they better early in the season? Yes, but they've also dealt with a bunch of injuries. You have your first-round draft pick playing pretty much the best I've ever seen an inside linebacker play outside linebacker, and I would assume that moving forward you would keep Micah Parsons as an outside linebacker because he is rushing very, very good. And I watched him closely in this matchup, and I was impressed. I came away impressed. And I know everyone's been impressed by him this year, but the ability for him to be on the edge, I think that they're going to keep him there. I know financially he'd want to stay there as well because the outside linebacker pass rusher is making more money than a cover linebacker. So I think they also have to look at health-wise. If they can get healthy, offensively get healthy, get back some of the guys that they're not having, because we've seen Kansas City have a great offense, and they win shootouts, and their defense was subpar, and they got all the way to the Super Bowl. So if their defense can be better in the secondary, get healthy on both sides of the ball, I think they'll be okay. But at this point right now, they're looking like a team that they're searching for identity on both sides of the football.
Yeah, and Sacho, that's a problem for a playoff team, or not just a playoff team, a team that wants to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I had a coach who said one time, little things done well make big things happen. That same coach said, so little things done well make big things happen. The same coach also talked about this theory of death by inches, right? You do the little things not very well, all of a sudden those things accumulate and you start losing games. These are little things that the Cowboys need to work on. Don't hold after 5 yards. Don't face guard. Turn around and find the ball. These little things can be fixed. I remember for me, when I was playing it, 15 minutes a day before practice. Not only will it save you 50% on car insurance, but it will also make you a really good football player. For me, I would go out to practice 15 minutes early and work on little things, little drills, right? Hand placement, eyes, footwork. That's all that these Dallas Cowboys defenders need to do. Get out to practice 15 minutes early, have your defensive coaches focus on these drills during practice, maybe add a period where you're going to focus on tackling, focus on turning around and finding the ball, focus on not holding, and all of a sudden you find ways to win these games. Let's not forget, the Cowboys gave over 500 yards on defense, over 160 yards of penalties, and they still almost won the game.
That's true. That's true. And we do always have to bring that up. So, Ninko, I ask you this. Do you still believe this team can make not just a playoff run, but a deep playoff run?
Do I think they can make a deep playoff run? With the quarterback, yes, they can with the quarterback that they have, but they're going to have to be a lot better. And the mistakes and discipline, all that stuff, when you talk about playing deep into the playoffs, you'll lose the first game if you're playing like the way they've played the last 3 weeks. So when you get into the playoffs, we all know it's a one-game season, but it's impossible to win matchups when you're having that many yards given up by penalties. When defensively you're giving up big plays because of pass interference, they're not even actually completing the pass, and I think that's even the more frustrating part. You know, as a defensive coach, you want to let them earn everything. You want to go out there and make a deep pass and complete a pass. Don't give them a 25-yard pass interference penalty. That's just easy. So if they want to make a deep playoff run, they're going to have.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.